And time now for our community update this morning. Joining us in studio is Green Bay Police Chief Chris Davis. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So 2 women were found dead in a duplex on the city's east side last Sunday. Richard Sotka has been arrested and charged for double murder. Are there any updates in the case?
Not really, other than what is in the criminal complaint that is coming out between yesterday and today with the DA's office. You know, obviously in these cases, even once the suspect is arrested, the investigation continues because it's a very detailed investigation that we need to give to the DA's office to do their part.
Can you tell us what happened? Was this a domestic?
Excuse me, we really can't go into a whole lot of details right now, again, just out of respect for that process with the DA's office. But we do believe this is the only person that we're looking for in this case right now.
And on a lot of people's minds right now in Memphis, 5 officers facing charges related to the fatal beating of Tyree Nichols. How does this affect your department?
Well, I think it affects all of us in the police profession, and you know, unfortunately, it's just another reminder of the work that we have to do to change police culture in a way that better reflects what the community wants from us. You know, our community here in Green Bay has been very supportive, but they're also very clear. They want policing that is effective, that has compassion, and that is just. And you know, what we see in that video from Memphis is none of those things.
Now, tell us about how you handle use of force cases and complaints in your department.
So anytime a police officer uses force, a supervisor comes to the scene and just conducts an inquiry into what happened. Talks to people involved in the incident, talks to the officers involved, reviews any reports, and we have body-worn cameras on all of our patrol officers, so they'll review camera footage, and then that report goes to our training division, and we look at each incident for any policy violations and also what we can learn from these instances to make our training better for use of force and for just managing encounters with difficult people.
And why is police accountability so important?
Because if we can't hold ourselves accountable, then we're out of business. The whole policing profession in a democracy is based on trust, and you have to have that trust. And that accountability process is so important to maintain the trust of the community, but also to maintain trust inside the organization. And our accountability systems have to be trusted by the people in the organization as much as they are in the community.
So last week you received a package at the station that had fentanyl and cocaine in it. Do you know why, or I mean, what happened here?
So, and we're still, there's an open investigation into this, but what I can tell you is it looks like maybe somebody thought that they were sending me evidence that might be useful in some criminal allegations against someone else. But we ask that if you find yourself in that situation and you want to tell us about drug activity, maybe give us a call on the non-emergency number. We can send a police officer out to collect those kind of things, but please don't send them in the mail. That was quite a surprise.
And so are there any charges that someone can face for doing something like this? I mean, this might be a different scenario. They're trying to get someone else maybe in trouble, but can they face any charges themselves?
They could potentially, more with the Postal Service with sending stuff in the mail. For us to prove a drug possession charge, we're not going to charge somebody with drug possession if we really believe that they, in good faith, were trying to turn drugs over to the police, because that's not really the spirit of the drug possession laws. But there could potentially be Postal Service implications, because that stuff is a risk to everyone who handles that mail.
Now, you're warning residents in several West Side neighborhoods about a rash of burglaries. Any update on that? Has there been more?
We've had several instances of burglaries, mostly on the inner West Side, and it's too early to tell how many of them are related. Often what you will see is, burglars tend to be serial offenders, and so a lot of different burglaries will be related once we actually catch someone. We're working on some promising leads in some of these cases, but the usual precautions apply. Get to know your neighbors, know when something isn't right, and if you see something suspicious, like the person who's looking in your neighbor's windows that you've never seen before, or looks like they might be getting ready to commit a crime, give us a call so we can come check it out.
And did you say you saw more than the 6, or just still the 6 burglaries?
Still the 6 for right now.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it, Chief.
Absolutely.